What's up, folks? This is Gray here, and today we're going to do a little gardening. And what I mean by that is I'm going to kind of give you guys an overview of the plants that lasted throughout the year, the holdovers as I like to call them. Some of them died back and some of them are starting to get green again, so we're going to keep them going until a plant's completely dead. I myself like to let them run their course. If they're going to come back and bloom again, then let them, you know what I mean? That's how I look at it. I don't want to ever waste or kill a plant that still has potential. We're also going to look at what I'm growing this year, 10 different vegetables and whatnot. We're going to do a little tour of the holdovers and also take a look at my new spot. Now, the only thing that's stopping me from probably getting everything done in a timely manner is the rain. So we'll see how that plays into this factor because it's nasty out and it keeps on raining and thundering here and there. Anyways, let's get into this. Okay, so as you guys can see here, this is what's left over from the spring garden. And I'm going to try to run through this pretty quick because of the sky. Basically, I'm fighting before the rain comes in and ruins it, so I'm going to do this part of the video first. Anyways, so this stuff here and this line here is what's left over from the winter. So I've got them kind of put in this area here because these are the holdovers, as I call them, and they're still growing, and I'll get a close-up of that stuff here in a second. This is something new I'm doing this year, and if you guys know my garden, you guys will know that all this will get filled here this year. You'll see plants all over the place, plus a new spot that I got right over there. So this is something new that I'm doing, and you can see that fencing over there. I'm going to build several of these little cages right here, and that's also a holdover. That purple hall pea plant right there, that's a holdover from last year as well. Anyways, so I'm going to be putting right down here at the ground, I'm going to be putting what's they're called, the cherry tomatoes there, the cherry 100s, and some purple, they're called purple something tomatoes. I forget the technical term, but they're both really heavy producing tomatoes. And I'm going to start tying them up to here, along here, so that grows there. And then inside here, I'm going to put some more beans and some other, some cucumbers and stuff like that on the inside of this. So this is kind of be like just a little small kind of, you know, trellis garden, and tomatoes, beans, cucumbers, all that fun stuff like that. Excuse me. So now over here, this is where I'm going to start growing my slips for my sweet potatoes. As you can see, there's been a bug that's been eating that one, but that's just the tester here. We have more that we're going to fill this in, and then we're probably going to put them all along that back area there. That's where we're going to fill that with sweet potatoes. That's all going to be back in that area there. And way back over there is my compost pile. Anyways, let's get a quick close-up of some of these plants. Most of these things that you see here are going to be peppers. This is a green bell. Like I said, all these plants here are going to be a holdover from last year, so some of them might not look as healthy as they should, but they're starting to show growth again on the plants. So if it's growing, I'm not getting rid of it. I'm going to see what happens to it. This one actually has some peppers on there. Let me move this here so you guys can see. Where's that at? There's that pepper there. Got a pepper here, pepper on that side too, and there we go. These are going to be, where are they at? Fresh bite orange peppers. Camera won't focus on that. Anyways, there's my rosemary. My rosemary died off last year during the really cooler months, and then it decided to come back. So rosemary is awesome. We're going to be trimming this up. I got to, you know, basically top it so that it keeps on growing, and then dehydrate some of this stuff here. And then we have some sneaky basil that's been popping in as well. This here is my red bell sweet pepper. Like I said, it died off, but now it's having some new growth. So I'm going to see what it does. You know what I mean? One of my tomato plant holdovers. This is just a standard sweet tomato. I can't think of the actual name of it, but, and you guys can probably see the rain is starting to come down. This here, which one this one here is? This one is the yellow bell sweet pepper. And it's got some blossoms on it. So like I said, anything that didn't die off totally, I'm going to keep. The tomatoes themselves are still growing. It took a hit. You can see there's some yellowing and, you know, some discoloration in the leaves, you know, from not enough nutrients and stuff like that. But we'll try to keep this going and see where it goes. But it's still producing fruit. As you can see there, that one's probably just about ready to pick. And its sister plant over here that I thought died and then came back as well. Like I said, these are all holdovers from last year. And then we got this here, it's still caged. I've trimmed it heavily, but as you can see, as long as these plants are still producing, I'm going to keep on giving them nutrients and keeping them alive to the best of my ability. This here is a green bell. Or no, hold on. This is the, which plant is this here? I'm getting confused. Habanero hot pepper. It's still growing as well. It has a defunct little bud there. I'll probably snip that off. I don't know. We'll see what happens to it. GreyMan Queen that I trimmed down. Like I said, this thing here was about, I don't know, probably about 7.5 feet tall. I cut it back. As you can see, a couple spots here where it died off. But then this stuff started growing. So I figured I'll let it ride. This thing here is not doing so. This here is one of my what's it called, Gray? You can figure it out. Sweet banana pepper. I need to trim this off. Like this stuff here can just probably get trimmed off and see what happens to it. A lot of people say pepper plants sometimes will pop back. If not, I got more, and I'm going to show you guys that here shortly, or if I haven't showed that already. I got to take these plants here, pull these two banana plants out here and give them their own pot. This is the dwarf banana. Like I said, in the cooler months it lost a bunch of leaves, but the banana plants themselves in Florida grow relatively well. Like I said, they might get some discolored leaves and stuff like that, but these things are troopers if you like bananas. This is going to be funny, folks. Remember I told you I was trying to grow carrots? This is what's left over from the carrots that we tried to grow last year that didn't grow. But I did dig down in here, and there's a carrot under here. So I'm going to let it keep on doing a little bit longer, and then I'm going to keep on checking the carrot, see if it gets some more height and whatnot. And then over here is my other these are my other banana pepper plants. Still getting some flowers and stuff on it. I don't know if you can get down there. So we're going to keep that going too. Those are some starters that I got going. There's some watermelon right there. I got a tomato plant. I got some other various things over here that are growing. Another tomato plant that kind of sprouted up out of nowhere. Here's the poor little blueberry bush, but now it's coming back again. Like I said, the cold that we got didn't like it, but it's getting buds. It's getting some green back to it. So we're not going to let that keep on going too. And then my last little banana pepper plant is starting to come back as well. This is funny. This is the basil here that I thought died off completely, but as you know, basil, it finds a way to survive. So I'm letting that go. Over here is the Cuban oregano. You guys know it'll get a lot big bushier and whatnot eventually as this thing grows, and you'll see it over the summer months. It'll become really big, green, and leafy. This stuff is awesome. Not only you could just use a little pinch of this for flavoring, but it also helps with like asthma and stuff like that. If you remember when I did the video with David the Good, he even touched on this here. That's a basil plant. Let me see here. These are just dirt that I need to redo all this dirt, add more nutrients to it, and then reincorporate this dirt into some other dirt, you know, in the lower levels. That's some bee balm over here. We got a couple other tomatoes just starting to grow in there. This thing here is the pineapple sage. I thought it died off, but it's coming back. So we're gonna let that grow there. And this is the elderberry that was given to me. As you guys can tell, the wind and rain is picking up. You can see that there. So I'm gonna try to rush this a little bit faster. It's starting to rain on me, but you guys know I'm a trooper. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get that off the lens here. Anyways, just to show you that the elderberry transplant is doing well. She is looking beautiful. I can't wait to see where this goes. Anyways, so those are the holdovers from last year. I'm gonna go and oh, and this is my new section. I don't know if you guys remember last year when I did this. This was a new section here that I did. If you guys remember, this was all covered. There's big trees. So we redid this and make this for the partial shade plants. You'll see them come in and whatnot, and they'll do their thing. You'll see this fill up as well. So we'll see this whole area fill up. Hey, what's up folks, Grey here. Alright, so here we are, man. Man, what a day so far. This rain just won't let up, to be honest with you. Even my little list here of the 10 vegetables that I wanted to go over with you that we're planting this year, it's gotten saturated and wet, but we're going to make it work. So anyways, what I wanted to do, and I'm going to take you guys, so I recorded before I started recording this part because I knew the rain was coming hard and heavy. I went out and did a little quick tour of this. I plan on going more in depth with that down the road. If you like my gardening videos, you know what I mean. I'm an entry-level gardener. Last year was my first year. This is my second year. I'm going to show you the holdovers from last year here in a second. You know, I'm going to go walk around with the camera and kind of do a little talking of what's out there now and what the plans are, because we have huge plans for the garden. Regardless if we're going to be moving or not, with our land or our house that we got two different things going on. I'm still, just in case, I'm going to keep my garden going, and I have some fallbacks that I'll do, and I'll discuss that down the road, maybe on a live stream or whatnot. Anyways, so like I said, I got this guy here. I don't know if you guys probably can't see that, but anyways, it is a tomato plant, and I try to record a little bit of me putting it in there and whatnot. And most of you guys probably know you want to cut off some of the little lower leaves, bury that a little bit deeper right towards the top of it so that you guys can get more, so it can root better and get better root structures and whatnot. But that is the black cherry tomato, which is going to be very similar to the cherry 100 tomatoes I'm going to be doing this year. But I want it to have a little bit of color, you know, some red cherry tomatoes, some black cherry tomatoes. And I'll show you what I'm going to be wrapping around when we do the tour here just in a second or in a few minutes. Because there's a couple things I want to go with, because I want to let you guys know, look folks, things can get chaotic at times, even in gardening. I got lots of stuff to do. I'm going to show you. I'm just as behind as you guys. I'm going to show you this box and what I'm going to be doing. But anyways, so that's going to be the black cherry tomato. Let me put this little sign in there for that. Out here, we got a couple starters. Some of them already popped up. And you know, the wife, she likes to go a little excess, because if something doesn't grow, let's say you put some seeds in them and some of the seeds don't grow, so she goes a little crazy sometimes. This is going to be dinosaur kale. So these are the seedlings from the dinosaur kale, and you can see there, there's a lot of them. But we'll pull through some and grab, you know, let's say half a dozen or so, and let those things develop. And if you guys watch my channel long enough, you guys will get to watch them develop along with me. What else do we got here? We have some Malabar spinach, popping up here and there. We got a couple little seedlings that are just popping up with their little seed leaves or whatever, beginner leaves. We got 3 plants in there. We got some Rebel Alliance cherry tomatoes popping up here. We got 3 of those in this one. This one has gone crazy already. This is the purple hull peas. So in the video, in the cut that you'll see after this, I have my purple hull pea from last year, and it's still kicking, folks. It's not in the healthiest condition, but it's still producing. So we're going to let it ride itself out. And then, of course, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. And what we're going to do with that is, we're, of course, going to bring that inside the little cage that I have over there, like again, which I'll show you. So that's that. What do we got here? We have the lemon cucumber, which is another viner, you know what I mean? We're going to put that inside there as well. You guys are probably wondering what is Grey talking about. I'll show you here in a bit, because I had to record that first because, like I said, the rain came down, and you guys will see that part of the video here in a bit. What else we got here? This one hasn't sprouted up yet. And it's starting to get hard to read. What is this? I can't even read that one. I told the wife, I said she needs to use like a black thick permanent marker versus some of this other colors that she has on there. This one is a Black Beauty eggplant, which I have an eggplant already. What did I do with the eggplant? I think it's out there, and I'll show those in a different video. I have one, it's a Japanese eggplant that I got going this year. I'm going to do a couple variations of eggplants here in the garden this year. What else do we got floating around? This is a, oh, this is her mystery. This is her mystery seeds. Excuse me. This is either going to be a pepper or a tomato plant. So we'll see what happens with that. Always like mystery things, right? What else does we got here? We got bok choy. This will be our first homegrown bok choy. We took the seeds from our original bok choy, and we're growing it in this year. It did well last year. We did have some infestations and whatnot, but we got the plant kicked butt. I give it to you that it got diseased, it died off, it came back, had to deal with bugs. Very resilient plant. So that's why we're going to grow some of the bok choy that we grew last year, because it did very well. What else do we got here? We have Cherokee purples. Wife has been dying to grow some Cherokee purple tomatoes. A lot of you folks that watch me grow Cherokee purple tomatoes as well. So she's very excited to do that. And I think I got so many seeds sent to me, but someone sent us these seeds that we're growing. And then we also have Muncher cucumber that's growing there. And funny enough, this, you guys can't see it from that far away. This was from our German queen, and I go close to the German queen, which I thought died out, but she had this little tomato that was on just a dying little branch. I decided to save it. I figured, you know, I don't know if it's edible or not. Anything to me is edible. If not, we'll put it in the compost or whatnot, but it's just a cute little plant. I got some of my Goliath sunflowers growing in that. I just put those in yesterday, so they'll be coming up as well. All right, so that being said, I wanted to kind of go over 10 of the other things that we're growing this year, and I kind of went over some of them already with my broken list here. But, you know, why make it? You don't want to be super professional. You don't want your thing like a cookie cutter, you know, your videos, you know, and some people like that. I know there's some people out there in YouTube land that like these perfectly produced videos, you know, these close-ups and this and that, and I try to do a little bit of that. But, hey, man, I'm human, and I want to show the human side of gardening. That's just from my perspective. Anyway, so this year we're going to have asparagus growing, beans, variations of beans. We have, like I said, the purple hull peas. We got some different beans growing as well. I think we're going to do peas. We got cucumbers, eggplant, kale, peppers, sweet potatoes, the cherry 100 tomatoes, squash. And this year, we never grown them, but we're going to grow radishes as well. These are the green, and I forget the names. If you guys are curious, you guys can always leave me a comment, and I can give you the links to where I got these at. But this is a square grow bag versus some of the other grow bags that I have. Let's say some of like the more traditional round bags like this. And most of these are going to be 5 gallons that I'm using here. And like I said, these are the round bags. And you guys know I'm huge into these grow bags. They work very well. Now, one thing I would say with grow bags, if you're going to be using this, especially in a hot environment, is they're made, you need to stay up on watering. I'll tell you that, especially here in the Florida heat, you need to stay up on the watering aspect of things, because I've noticed last year, if we're not watering every other day or so, at least 3 times a week during certain parts of the season, some of the plants will suffer, like the pepper plants. You know, those they love their water. Tomatoes, they love water too, but I kind of stagger it because I don't want them to split and whatnot. And then we have to deal with different frequent rain and stuff like that. So we kind of play our watering in different manners. At least that's what I do. One thing I did want to show you guys, and I don't know if this is going to show well on camera. Let me put these down here. This grow bag, I don't know if you guys can see this. This grow bag, and I'm a pretty big guy, but this grow bag, I don't know if you guys can see that. That's a 100-gallon grow bag. So some people are like, Grey, what in the heck are you going to do with a 100-gallon grow bag? Well, I'm going to put a lot of my pepper plants together. So the nutrients that I give them, they all get. They'll be able to be spaced out a little bit more, so they won't be restricted to a certain area. So I kind of been wanting to play with this idea and see how this grow bag works. Like I said, it's 100 gallons. So it's going to take up a lot of soil. I'm probably going to layer some cardboard and some pieces of dead wood and some compost in there as well, and then a layer of some regular dirt, some really good dirt, and then some perlite and some of the other things like that. So it'll be like a lasagna of stuff in there. Mix it in, some of it, because you want your good topsoil at the top of your plant. So I'll start off like somewhere here low with some of the old soil or soil that's kind of not so great. And then I'll save the really expensive good soil for the top layer, and then on top I'll put some of the fertilizer that I may have on the top. So when it rains or it gets watered, those nutrients slowly work themselves down into the plant's root balls and whatnot, so they get the nutrients that they need. I've also been I've learned a couple tricks from some folks. I tear up some cardboard at the bottom, and that helps retain some of that moisture as well. And doing that will help things out. And if you guys like, I can do a video on that, and you guys can see me how I do some layering and how I build out some of these bags. I think in this video I put a little cut of me shoveling dirt and whatnot. I just was like, I set up the camera. I was like, well, I'll just shovel some dirt to fill this grow bag that I was working on for this plant here. I think I messed up the video of me planting it, but we'll see. We'll see how it all comes out. I think that about wraps it up. This is just a video of what's going to happen, what I got going on, a little quick tour, some of the seedlings I got, and my seed mess that I got to get together. I just want to let you guys know, man, that it's okay to be disorganized sometimes. We get distracted by life and life in general, and some things get put to the wayside, but they're just want to eventually take the time and get organized, and that's what I'm doing. Last year it was just I was running all over the place with the chicken with his head cut off, trying to figure out what do I need, what kind of nutrients do I need, how do I do this plant, and how do I fight these bugs, and all this stuff like that. And thanks to you, the viewers and other folks out there, they help me out tremendously. And so I wish to share that information on my channel with some of the folks that might be new to the channel, and so on and so forth. Some of these gardening videos can go a little bit longer than others. I understand that some people don't like long videos, but I mean, you really want to go over a lot of the different information that you have. I think that about wraps it up for this. I really truly appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Look forward to watching the garden develop this year and seeing just things bloom, and then at the end of the year, or however it happens if we move, how we move the plants and how we harvest certain things as they come to fruition, or they start to bloom and whatnot. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun, folks. So stay tuned. Other than that, this about wraps this video up. I want to say God bless to every single one of you folks out there. Please stay safe. This is GreyMan, and I'm out.